Let's play some video games, why not? I want to finish off this PowerWash simulator if it's the last thing I do. Well, honestly, I haven't been playing it that much, and it's only been like a small free DLC, but it's been such a good quality small free DLC. I just gotta finish it. I owe it that much. We're probably going to be able to finish. I'm at the point where I think we're going to be finished with the Final Fantasy DLC, but if that's the case, I could either do the Tomb Raider or I could do the main story. People seem to be wanting me to do the main story, so we might do that instead. Let me just get the chat up, and then we'll get started. I've got some lo-fi beats in the background. Everything should work out fine. It's I didn't get flagged for this before. I think it's because it's both a remix and game music tends to be a bit more lenient. There we go, live chat, beautiful. Okay. Cool. Let's go. No, wait, wrong console. There's free play. Let's finish this campaign. Airbuster, with its awesome 60s paint job. Don't know why cars ever stopped being teal. Let's go. Dang, it looks cool. It looks even, to be honest, it looks even. There aren't many things that I would say are better in the remake than in the original Final Fantasy VII. But Airbuster's design, I just love the fact that the Scorpion design is reminiscent of like a red hot Corvette, and the Airbuster is like reminiscent of one of those blue Buick, those light blue Buicks. Like I said, I mean, I don't want to say I miss cars of this particular color, but it's just I don't see them around very much, and I see them all the time in like old 50s stuff, and I quite liked it. Oh, thanks for following, Fugari. That's really nice. Hopefully, yeah. As every streamer says, as the consistency is key. So hopefully, as I keep doing the same thing every week at the same time, people will start following, people will start noticing, then people will start subscribing, and I'll be able to have a secondary source of income. Hooray! But my primary source of income is doing pretty darn well as well, actually. Recently, well, yeah, there's been a lot more patrons joined on after I kind of gave my ultimatum on YouTube. don't want to say ultimatum, because I will still make Pokemon Journey. It's just how often I make it depends a lot on how much money comes into the Patreon. Alright, now then. That's right, we're getting the fingies. The finger beam muzzle. Clean off the finger beam muzzle. Come on, let's be nice about this. Give me your fingernails. I love the color, darling. I do like teal fingernails. I'm not at the point where I'm comfortable wearing nail polish. But at the same time, I feel like if I do, teal's going to be the first one I wear. Though maybe it should be purple. I mean, purple is kind of my thing. It's like I'm giving a giant robot a manicure. There should be more games like that. There we go. Is that full? Looks like it's full. There we go. Get the knuckles in there. Buff it out. Ah, yeah, but it's full. There we go. Finger cleaned. Reminds me of back during the lockdown, where like every little bit of progress made was a nice bit of progress. I've never heard such a correct way to say my name. Well, it's a funny thing actually, because I'm kind of predisposed to say Japanese names and stuff a little bit better, because fun fact, in was it Maori, the Maori language in New Zealand, from the native New Zealand population, they have the exact same vowel sounds, and they also have a single roll in their R's as well. So it was kind of easier for me to learn about how to do the single roll in Japanese names, like Fugari. You gotta put on that one roll. Unless you're doing like a loud kind of yell before you're about to beat someone up, in which case you go Ria! That's more of an exception though. Come on, Mr. Finger. I'm not sure if having a flashlight on the end of every finger would help, but whatever. Okay, we're getting there. Have we got everything here? It says, oh, I can open the big bomber cannon covers. Whoa, jeepers. Wait, the big bomber comes out the back. Oh no, the big bomber comes out the front. No, sorry buddy, I need to clean your big bomber. Let's just all be mature about this. I'm a janitor. I've seen all shapes, all sizes, believe you me. This exhaust port isn't anything to yell and scream about. No, not that you should be ashamed of that. Big bomber cannon. I remember hating that dang big bomber. Mind you, yeah, Cloud was behind and they got hit with that machine gun. I'll have to use that, but still. Hey, Burger Nutcase. Always good to see you. Let's see. Come on. Let's there we go. Close it out a bit. There we go. Come on, there should be a... Thank you. Front panel. Sometimes it just doesn't want to get clean. Still. You ever watch Rugrats, Poker Nutcase asks? It wasn't my favorite, but I did enjoy it. It was alright. I was always more of a Hey Arnold kind of guy. I think Rugrats was just a little bit too late for me to really get into. I came into Nickelodeon just after Rugrats came in. But I did enjoy it every now and again. Just for me, babies were never much of an appealing... Well, the Klasky Super style was never very appealing to me. But I could still like some. I mean, I like watching the Wild Thornberrys every now and again, but yeah. It just never really was a big appeal. Hey Arnold was my jam. That was what I always did. Okay, anything else to open up? Oh! I see something else, or is it just the same thing? Oh no, that's picking up and placing the equipment. Oh, it's the ladder. Alright. Oh, dang it. I hit it with the, there we go. Let's see. I realized something after doing some research. Your character artist, the M Cypher. It's like it shouldn't have been that hard. I'm trying really hard to make it as prominent as possible. I put it in the credits of every episode. But yeah, it's M Cypher. I don't know if it's the M Cypher. I don't know if he's all that famous outside of doing stuff for Channel Wholesome back in the day. I mean, I know that he does a bit of Transformers stuff. It's one of those weird things where it's like you're friends with someone, but it's one of those times where you're friends with someone because of connections, but you have no idea that they're actually quite well known in some circles. It's like, I guess some people are with me too. It's like that meme where like that person's in the corner of a room and it's like they don't know that I'm a Z-list YouTuber. They don't know that I'm an artist for Transformers or whatever. Well, there we go. But yeah, I'm really grateful to him. He did a really good job of the avatar. He basically made a Photoshop file for me so that I can make as many expressions as I want to. Oh, okay. Let's see. Favorite Steven Spielberg movie? Oh, that's a tricky one actually. Spielberg's great, but it's like he's an acquired taste. One of my big cinema, well, I don't want to say cinema sins because that's a different thing entirely, but one of my cinema shames is that I still haven't seen Schindler's List. I really need to get on with that. Private Ryan's darn good. It's like I like his family. He's got very different styles, and it's like it depend on what my favorites would depend on. Oh, hang on, chest plate and doors. That's awesome. I'd probably say like let's see. Best nostalgic one would probably be Hook. I love it's like I completely see all of Hook's flaws, but at the same time I also just love it. I love Glenn Close's cameo in Hook, that's great. But, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, try find natural and breathable nail polish. I have really bad luck with nail polish in terms, like, I did try once, but I'm really bad at applying it. I mean, maybe now that I've tried doing like model painting and stuff like that, where it's like too thin coats, maybe I just need to do the same thing with nail polish. It's really hard for me to get it kind of smooth. And even then, like I said, it depends on depends on finding the right one, and it's just hard to be able to figure things out. Okay. I worked on a Brady Games guidebooks. Oh, okay, that's cool. Rocco's Cat Dog and Angry Beavers. Yeah, that was slightly before my time too. It was, although I can never. It's tricky because in New Zealand, Nickelodeon was more of a Nickelodeon had certain things played out of order. Well, heck, in New Zealand, pretty much everything got played way later. Like I didn't know. I grew up on DuckTales, but I had no idea that it came out in freaking 1987 when I was born. So I grew up on reruns. I had no idea that I grew up on reruns of DuckTales when I was growing up. I just thought, hey, this is when it came out, because back then that was free-to-air TV. Let's see. So some stuff there's some stuff that I grew up on, and some stuff that came out after came out too soon or afterwards, but some that just came out because of weird TV practices. Come on, where? Might just have to bring out the big gun soon. Oh, I need to refill. Hey, it's that bloomin' machine gun. Come on. These things were so annoying. Always hit Cloud in the back when we stopped them from turning around. Hello? There we go. Nice and clean. Clean your pipes. Jeez, why is this doing this? I used to... Must be in the... Oh, I know why. It's... Hang on. My chat. My phone keeps going... My phone keeps going into sleep mode, and that's what I've got chat on, but I think it's because it's not plugged in. Here, I'll do that. There we go. Yep, hooray for multi-streaming, it's true. And that's all thanks to you guys too, because the first stream one of the first streams I did was that I used the trial of Streamlabs, which allows for easy multi-streaming, and I put up a donation thing, and you guys were able to help me. It was really cool. It's weird how like the world can make you unbelievably despair for all of humanity one time, and then give you hope for it the next. It's really unhealthy. Why can't humanity just kind of stick to one mode? Can you all just be like the worst people in the world, or like hope for the future? Just pick one. Pick a lane, dang it. That's it. I mean, like, even if you pick the bad one, it's like, at least I know what to expect from you. It's like, was it Trevor Noah said about apartheid in South Africa? They said it was horrible, but at the same time it was preferable in some ways, because, you know, there wasn't any beating around the bush, there wasn't any disguising the intentions. It's like, this is a horrible racist thing. Yes, it is racist. We are being a racist government right now. We do not think black people are equal. That kind of thing. And it's like, okay, that's something we can fight against. But the problem is now with people like kind of stepping lightly around the issues and kind of saying, no, it's not. That's not because we're racist. It's, well, you know, you just can't get a home in this area because of you know, they're kind of being coy about it. I always end up going into weird tangents, but it's okay. That's why people tune into me, or so I've heard. I mean, like, honestly, weird tangents is kind of my bread and butter a lot of the time. Okay, here we go. After Sephiroth went missing 5 years ago, we and the entirety of Midgar felt his loss. I'm guessing he's going to say something about like his amazing battle skills. Come on. Oh, there we go. He fought admirably, yeah, battle skills, in the war against Wutai, and the people absolutely adored him, even more than they do our mascot Stamp. I like the propaganda mascot Stamp in Final Fantasy VII, but the problem is I had no idea what was going on for ages. But Barrett referenced Stamp really early in the game, and I had no idea what he was talking about. I guess it's realistic world building because you can have someone referencing pop culture at the time, because most people don't explain the pop culture when they say it. Have you thought of introducing your kid to the humongous entertainment? Aha, we have actually already. It's funny. I always thought that, well, growing up myself, it was quite rare I had quite a rare childhood in that I grew up in a very tech savvy household. My parents had PCs and stuff like that. But yeah, I grew up with many shows that were made before I was born, and some I still thought were brand new. Yeah, that's about it. That was me with DuckTales. But yeah, as I was saying, yeah, what happened was that my parents were very tech savvy. They had PCs, and they had PCs sort of quite early, but at the same time they were also really cheap. So I grew up on shareware, just so much shareware, you guys. I don't think I completed a single PC game. It was always just the first episode. For those of you who are unaware of what shareware is, it's an early it was an early model for PC games where basically they gave you a demo, but instead of a demo, it was a really big demo, which was like the first episode. People think episodic games were relatively new and kind of pioneered by Telltale. No. A lot of like old school platformers and PC games were done in the episodic format, where you played the first episode and it was always really fun and stuff, and then you paid for the rest of the game. It's basically a try before you buy kind of idea. Problem was because the first episode was what hooked people. It tended to have the best stuff. And then when the other episodes came out, there wasn't as much of a incentive to make it as amazing. So there did tend to be a drop off in quality. Not in all the games, but in many of the games, there was a bit of a drop in quality once you actually paid for it. But I'm only really learning about this now, because it used to be, because like I said, back in the day, all we got was shareware, because in New Zealand it was unbelievably expensive to get games shipped over here from the distributors, but we got tons of shareware because it's so easy to get. So I played the shareware versions of Commander Keen and both Goodbye Galaxy and was it Aliens Ate My Babysitter, and the better graphics one. Darn it, Goodbye Galaxy was the first Commander Keen, and then after that they had that one with all the sages and stuff. Yeah. And Jazz Jackrabbit and Crystal Caves and Secret Agent and tons of point and clicks. But yes, one of the many things that had a ton of one of the things that I played a lot were the Humongous games, because they had a lot of shareware too. They had the first episodes of Putt Putt Goes to the Moon. That was probably my first experience. I remember Fatty Bear's Surprise. Fatty Bear's Birthday Surprise had this bizarre opening where it acted like Alfred Hitchcock Presents. It was really weird, especially for such a young, skewed game, to have a Alfred Hitchcock Presents reference in the shareware version. It was kind of like if, but yeah, I mean, I get that it's a parental bonus, but at the same time, dang. Oh, they're all available on Steam? Yeah, I think Leo got it, because I remember Leo and Seth were playing Putt Putt at the parade or something like that. I love the parade. Yes. Let's see. That's right, shareware, public domain, and magazine cover discs. Yeah, I remember that wasn't one of my favorite things to get was the Lost Vikings. I absolutely loved the Lost Vikings. I only played the first episode. It was just like with And there was always those big discs too, like 101 games, and it's like it was all just the shareware versions of 101 games. Oh, that closes it. We don't want to close it just yet. There we go. The cabin door is closed. We'll close that in a second. Oh boy, this is really need to get into the nitty-gritty here. Lots of little moving parts, as they say. There we go. The problem is that the pieces are so big. I mean, the pieces are so small and so... Gotta try and get in between the nooks and the crevices. Sorry about this big guy. Dang it. I need a... Should I try over here, maybe? Or should I grab it around this way? No. We're okay for now. We'll just take it a step at a time. It's basically like a jigsaw puzzle. There we go. There was a bit over there. Excuse me. Get prone here. Get proned, my good man. That's the stuff. It's really bizarre. My phone keeps going into sleep mode when I don't want it to. But oh well. Oh yeah, playing Baldur's Gate here. Yeah, lots of pirated multi-game menu discs because I knew a guy who knew a guy. Yep. The only game that I was able to play all of it, I can't remember. I think it was Commander Keen because id Software was like hemorrhaging money. Well, not hemorrhaging money. Like they were bathing in swimming pools full of money after Doom, so that was a lot easier for them to be able to distribute some of the games to New Zealand. So I was able to play through all the episodes of the Commander Keen. That was great. I mean, the first Commander Keen, Goodbye Galaxy. But let's see, there we go. That's why I found it so cool when That's why I found it so cool when they finished when they in Doom Eternal. They've got a dope fish. I know dope fish is one of the earliest memes, but it's still cool. Gotta clean your exhaust port here, buddy. Just close your eyes. Be over before you know it. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Doesn't make you any less of a robot. Have someone else clean your exhaust. All right. Let's just go along here. Perfect. There we go. Just always find it. Maybe it's the ADHD in me, but it's like it's a weird kind of cross of what's the word? A weird kind of cross of different brain workings. This is the technical term you come here. This is the technical and eloquent commentary you come here for, folks. But the different brain workings of the ADHD means that I get bored easily. Well, not bored easily, but just kind of get antsy easily. But the ASD in me hates to leave a job unfinished. So it's like, yeah. Talked a bit about that in the latest Hour by Hour. I need to get back onto Hour by Hour. It's just at the moment it's been very busy trying to get everything sorted when it comes to the Pokemon Journey collection, which is right now still available on my Patreon for free and public. You don't have to sign up for Patreon or anything like that. You can just go in and look at it yourself. That's really nice. I was able to figure out a way that you're able to watch the old Pokemon Journeys, every single episode. Today I should be able to get the last of them up, actually, so you can watch every single episode, including the ones you've missed. I don't think there's any that were missed out. Sorry to kind of stand on your head there, buddy. Okay. Everything okay there? I like how shiny you are. So shiny, so chrome. Oh yeah, Pretty Fish had a Godfather nod. Oh yeah, there's some of the a disc that had an emulated Pokemon Blue version. I remember once that I was at a friend's house. I have no idea how they got it. I guess they just kind of were more internet savvy than I was. But they were able to get a ROM for a fan translated ROM of Pokemon Silver before Pokemon Silver came out in New Zealand. I was amazed. And it was that was when I first found out that it wasn't called Peekaboo, it was called Meryl. That was also where I played Hand of Fate. That's another Sierra point-and-click game. But that's, yeah, I was never really into the Sierra point-and-clicks. They were too, like, well, Sierra point-and-clicks were famous for their Moon Logic stuff, but where you had to, like, call up a hint guide or something like that. It's kind of skeezy when you think about it. It's like, hey, we'll make it so that the puzzles are so obscure that you have to call up a 900 number to figure out so that we get kickbacks from that. But at the same time, it's like we can't do that anymore with the internet. So at least that's one thing that's gone. One poor practice that has gone the way of the dodo. Poor dodos. Yay! Finally. Just when I think I'm getting bored, they hit me with the dopamine of the ding. They hit me with the dopamine ding, the dope ding, or is it serotonin ding? One of those two. That's kind of what I wanted to play after I finished this, and the next Wholesome Wednesdays would be like would be that game Serotonin, or is it dopamine? No, it's serotonin. It's like Rhythm Heaven, but lo-fi and vaporwave and several other new words that I've kind of clamped onto. Yeah, it's definitely one of the Dad Works at Nintendo move. I was just amazed. I've no idea how they got it, but I think it was just because they were really good at early internet, so they actually knew which clandestine forums had fan translated ROMs for Pokemon games. That was also, well, that's how I played Final Fantasy, the Final Fantasy Game Boy games as well, was someone was able to get me an emulated version of that too. Game Boy was really easily emulated because, and it was popular to emulate Game Boy as well because you could download it really easily on old internet because everything was just so tiny. Whereas something like, you know, PlayStation, good grief, we never got Bleem over here or anything like that, so it was just, you had to have a really, really powerful computer to play PlayStation 1 games accurately. But Game Boy, forget about it. Like, even Game Boy Advance was a little tricky, but the Game Boy you could just plug and play, and it would cost, it felt like it took up 3 bytes. I mean, of course it didn't, but yay, finally it did. Oh, there were no, well, yeah, there were no Prima guides for Sierra point-and-clicks, but there were hotlines. I don't know if you guys remember Hotline, game strategy hotlines, where like you would have to call up, if you got stuck on a game, you would call up a 900 number, or as they're called in New Zealand, what they were called in New Zealand are 0900 numbers. Because in New Zealand, was it, yeah, it's weird how there are different like big numbers in different countries, because like, yeah, like the emergency services, it's 111 over here, not 911. I think I understand 911 better. 911 is less likely to be butt dialed, but hold on, just getting your holes here. Oh wait, if I reload it, is that gonna work? I'm out of the cleaner. No. Alright, I'll just have to spritz them. That's the good stuff. So yeah, honestly. Oh yeah, Untitled Goose Game, I have played that. We've finished it. That's a really kind of like old school sort of what's the word? Treatise? No, like kind of it feels very old school values, that game design values, Untitled Goose Game. It feels like, you know, it's the kind of game that would be done in kind of a really chunky graphic style for the old PC, alongside like Commander Keen and Babies Ate My Neighbors. Wait, no, not Babies Ate My Neighbors. Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Aliens Ate My Babysitter. That's the way to do it. Okay, finally a few more dings. I was getting ding starved here. Here was I thinking I'd be able to finish this today. I should still be able to finish it, because, you know, it takes about an hour or so, but most of them take about an hour or so, but you know, if I do finish this before the end of the session, I will do either Tomb Raider or Tomb Raider or the main story. I'd like to kind of start the main story on its own on a separate thing. So I guess I'll try and finish Tomb Raider if I'm able to, because I started Tomb Raider, I started working on the mansion, but I wanted to do something else in the meantime. There we go. There we go. Darn it. There we go. That's nice. Bits and bobs. Come on. There you go. There you go. Yay. Head guard cleaned. What about the head itself? There's a faceplate cleaned. Yay. Come on. What part of this head has not been spritzed? Come on. Every single part of this head has been spritzed. What more do you want from me, head? I mean, this is on stubby. This is as close as I can get. Aha! Perhaps this is what the head wants. Darn it. Move back a bit. How about now? I can't open this up, can I? Yes! Finally, the head case is cleaned. You are mean. Don't have to be so rough. Oh, there we go. Yeah, doing the main story on stream with some of the best stuff in years. Oh, well, I wouldn't say that. Well, like, yeah, maybe in terms of like AAA and stuff like that, but indie games overall have been some stellar writing lately. Even writing even somewhere there's not even any words, because what's a good example? There's Unpacking. If you haven't played Unpacking, give it a shot. I think it's on. Oh, dang it! That's okay. It's just the phone falling down. Let's see. Oh, you didn't know LucasArts games had multi-language support, so you had to play one entirely in French. That sucks. Well, for me, it was like I was so used to having reading dialogue in LucasArts games, unlike Monkey Island and stuff, that when voice acting came in, I usually turned it off. There is one exception. Full Throttle has amazing voice acting. It's got Mark Hamill in it. But yeah, Full Throttle has amazing voice acting, so I leave that on. But otherwise, I like to just, especially for throwback point and click games, I always just I usually turn off the voice acting. That's what it was for like Kathy Rain. Kathy Rain is great. It's a really good throwback to the old style point and click puzzlers, and it's all in glorious pixel art too. Most things by Wajidai are pretty good as adventure game callbacks, at least as far as they go. Come on, ding me, thank you. Oh, come on, this thumb is not clean. This thumb is clean as a whistle. Ugh, cheapers. Fine. You want this thumb clean? I've got the thumb drive to clean your thumb. Okay, there we go, finally. What about this thumb? Is this thumb cleaned? Looks like it is. Good. But not the fan, weirdly. Oh, well, repulsor, Iron Man thing. There we go. Clean it inside. There we go. It's a flamethrower, really? I thought it was a repulsor or whatever the common term is now for him. There we go. Pretty much well, yeah, talking about your favorite Pokemon games and how nostalgia has nothing to do with it whatsoever. It's usually the first ones that people like the most because it's a good system, and it's because people like that. People like the game, so they like so it's just they make the same game over and over. So, and it's a good game, so when people play it the first time, it's their favorite one. Just the problem is the people who keep coming back to them, like me, over and over again. However, I do like how Scarlet and Violet changed things up. That was really good. It's just too bad that it doesn't. Too bad about the whole crapping out thing. Too bad about the whole Bethesda experience working as intended. Hopefully Has the big update gone through with dang, has a big update come to Scarlet and Violet yet? I haven't been able to record Scarlet Violet for a while, so don't really know. There we go. I'm still working on the next episode. Come on. There we go. Bit more. Little more. Ah. Damn it. I need to see if I can find a way to get after a lot of research, I couldn't find the one Japanese cover of the Bob Dylan song I used for the Return trailer. I can't say it. I can't. It's. I was very lucky with that. I had no idea how I have no idea how I found it. I just looked it up on YouTube. It was just lucky. Oh, version 1.2 but has been dropped. Yes. I don't know if it's made a huge difference, but we'll have to just see how it goes. It's a shame that we won't get any more. Well, maybe we'll still get another big bug on the in the vein of the space between spaces in future. We can only hope. It's funny how you gotta hope for stuff like that because it's more material for the product. Easy, there we go. We're getting there, bit by bit, piece by piece. Okay, I can lower these, can't I? Oh no, I can't. I can only raise and lower these things. There's one up there. At least that means I can get into the crevices around here. You know, that is a giant Phillips head screw. Oh, well, no, that's not Phillips head. Sorry, that's a straight screw. Gonna need a gigantic flathead screwdriver for that. That's a flathead. It's funny how like when it's a straight line, it's a flathead, but if it's a plus sign, then it's a Phillips head. I guess that Mr. Phillips had really good marketing. There we go. Easy does it. It's hard to get inside these because there we go. Come on, super clean. Come on. Is that really that hard? Okay. Well, anyway, let's do some more nooks and crannies around here. What happens is that I keep going until I can't see any more. That was nice. I keep going until I can't see any more shinies. And once I can't see any more shinies, that's when I break out the checklist. Come on, come on. I did a freaking 6 in a row on this one. Come on, hit me with that good stuff. Ah, damn it. Let's see. Still considering getting Scarlet and Violet? Well, you know, keep watching hour by hour. We'll see how it goes. I would say wait for sale. That's the problem with a lot of first-party Nintendo games is that they only go on sale like maybe once a year. It feels like maybe twice a year, and even then it's only like a 20% or something similar to that. Hold on, let me just quickly get this display. Here we go. Color mode and temperature, display settings, screensaver. I don't want a screensaver. I want to flip it not go into sleep mode. It'll be under power. It'll be under power saving, won't it? Performance mode, ultra, app launch, power consumption details. I'll go into performance mode. It's plugged in, so it should be fine. That should hopefully mean that I won't lose the chat again. There we go. That's right. Especially when it comes to streamers, it's not a bug; it's content. That's all they're really doing. That's all they're really doing. Is that they're giving us streamers more content. Brilliant. Next, we'll be asking for more bugs in the next patch. Yeah, well, probably will need some scaffolding in a bit. I'm just trying to get all the little greeblies around here first. Come on, come on. Who's a good boy? There we go. Yay! There's the rear machine gun hinge. What about the actual machine gun, sir? There's one up there. in here somewhere. I'll have to go up from above. How close can I bring this thing? Not very close. Turns out. Okay, no, you can get it pretty close. You can rotate it too. Let's try here. We'll see how that goes. Man, I'm strong. I must use Gravajar or something like that. There we go. Nice and easy. Don't even need a longer... Well, maybe just a slightly longer one. Let's try a long one. Don't need the extra long, but... Lovely. I love it when you change something and then it just works. Just love that blue. That's better. Oh, good. You've been watching all the Journey videos again. The ones that are available on Patreon right now for completely free. Yay! And if you want me to make them weekly again, you can chip in a couple of dollars. But don't feel too bad. Like I said, I don't need to make Pokemon videos weekly to get by. I can get by just fine already. But if you guys want me to make Pokemon Journeys weekly again, I need to only distribute them on Patreon. And in order to only distribute it on Patreon, I need to offset the loss I would make from YouTube revenue. So if you want it weekly, see if you can reach the goal. See if you can get me to reach my goal on Patreon, which is 2,500 a video. But in the meantime, I've still got Hour by Hour. I've still got my streams. I've still got Introspectrum, which has still got something coming soon. It's just it's been very tricky at the moment trying to head back in after being gone for a while. I'm also hopefully moving very soon. We're house hunting, and it's just kind of really weighing on the whole sort of autistic not liking things being in a state of flux. But we are very much on the cusp of an entire new era of Suede coming soon, with more Pokemon Journey, with more Introspectrum, more everything. That's it. Ow. Yeah. Just need to get there. Where's that ladder? Oh, there it is. How are we doing? Okay, we're still the bits inside they're not their pectoral muscles, they're laterals, they're lats. Come on, where are you? Gotta get your lats, bro. Or your delts. I can never remember what it is. No, delts is your legs. Lats is those muscles that are next to the six pack, I think, or the ones that are just kind of underneath the arms. I always like those ones. They're cool. Are those the laterals or are those the quads? I can't even remember. Oh, they're inspiring. I'm glad that my videos are inspiring, and I'm glad that I'm able to finally get them in a way that's not a quarter terabyte download anymore. Honestly, it's amazing how productive and how much I was able to think straight when I was able to just kind of get away and just kind of think to myself, actually kind of figure out what it is that my brain does, what my brain wants when it's not in survival mode. At the moment, unfortunately, we're back in survival mode a little bit, which is why the new videos haven't been exactly forthcoming, but we're in the process of moving, so once that happens, we'll be able to get back into the right headspace again. It should be next month, but yeah. In the meantime, there is still going to be videos coming up. There'll be a new Suede video coming out today. What's going to happen is not a journey or an hour by hour. What happens is that there's a video that patrons obviously get, and also that members of my channel, because there's the YouTube channel members thing where like you can pay a monthly fee to get exclusive stuff. So I get and you can use my face and the faces emojis in the comments, and you can guarantee that I've got that I'll see your comments as well. But yeah, members get some exclusive videos a month early, so that one's finally reached the end of its statute. So that'll be coming out today. It's It's an unedited video about me going over every single one of my favorite Pokemon from every single type. I'll just have to, I have to see if that gets good play. Oh, I understand that you guys will always be here if I take the time I need, but at the same time I also need to be... The problem is that there's no universal basic income still, so I do still need to be able to... My hardcore fans will always be there, but there isn't enough... they don't provide enough money by themselves to be able to get me to do these full time, but we'll see. I still feel like like much better things are just around the corner. I think I finally can't see any more sprinklies. I might have to go to the okay, again under this place. I'll open this up. Oh, dang it, it's already open. No fair. Ah, there's a bit around here and around here. Cool, cool. Okay. I'm gonna have to grab you. What was that? Oh, it's the thing. There we go. Okay, bring you a bit closer. Might have to put that over here. Stop moving around, buddy. Well, if I was a gym leader, what type would I be? Dark. It's just like one of the reasons why I love Pokemon is that it takes me back to when I was younger, and I was a bratty little edgelord when I was younger. So being dark kind of helps me. Being dark type helps me tap into that. Plus, the dark types usually have really cool designs. That's just a fact. They have cool designs. They usually have neat abilities and stuff like that. My favorite Pokemon is pure dark type, which is Zoroark, and that's just because they have really unique abilities. That's what I always feel is like, instead of having like super powerful Pokemon, we've got enough super powerful Pokemon. I want Pokemon that have unique and interesting abilities, like Zoroark did. They seem to be moving more forward into that, but of course they still also have the big overpowered ones like Xerneas and Yveltal, which were basically just, we are big powerful. It's like, I don't want big powerful. I want like every turn the opponent's stats are scrambled or something like that. Just something weird and unique in terms of perks of all the. That's the kind of stuff that would make me actually want to put a legendary in my party, rather than just kind of as a steamroller that you see from a purely aesthetic point of view. Okay, I'm really not seeing any shinies right now, so let's bring up the things. Clean, 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 clean. Base front turrets. Both of them aren't finished, so we'll get those. Hello, Mr. Base front turret. There you are. That's one. In here? Yeah, probably have to open it up. Whee! Ah! Launched me right back onto the scaffolding. Hello? What am I missing here? Did I... It said that it's glowing. Oh, there you are. So tricky. Thank you. Ugh. Would you have a Houndoom? Yeah, yeah, I'd say I'd have a Houndoom in there. It'd have like the, it's like, it'd be tricky to know which ones would, whether to have the Darkrai or the Giratina. Though Giratina's more kind of ghost. I'd want to have as sort of like the final legendary. You always have the legendary as the last one. Yeah, you have God in Pokemon. You can't go up from there. Once you make a Pokemon that's more powerful than God, I mean, like, if we made, like, if there was a Mew 3 and it was more powerful than God, that would kind of make sense, because it's like, you know, science has killed God, that kind of theming. So cool, but that's... Okay, anyway, 99% base lights. There we go, down the bottom. Where are y'all? Hello? Base lights? Ah, it's this one. Okay, where is where's the dingly here? Is it still going? Yeah, it is. It's just this one. Okay, there we go. Don't know what I was missing on that, but I guess it was small enough that it was hard. Okay. Base rear plate. Sorry, sir, I'm gonna have to look at your rear plate again. Don't worry, I'm a janitor. Seen 100 things just like this. There we go. Darkrai needs a hug. They're so cute. That's it. I just love how itchy he is, and I like the white hair thing. Okay, base side plates. We need 2 more. Dang it. Didn't quite land on the keys properly. Okay, probably on the inside here, isn't it? Dang you. Curse. Dirty foul language. Yay! Okay. Okay, now we just need the other one. Where's the last one? There should be 1 more plate. Hello? Hello? Should be 1 more plate. Where are you? There you are. Little shimmerer, you. Hooray! Can't be much left. Dang, actually did pretty well before we moved on to the checkpoint. Ah, this one. This will be annoying. Come on. Even Arceus would quiver in fear of Jigglypuff. Well, maybe that Jigglypuff from those ruins. Be funny. That would be one. I mean, I know there's already been an Arceus movie. It would be funny if like they encounter Arceus and that just gets defeated by the Jigglypuff. The ultimate in Jigglypuff Ex Machina. Turns out a god can create a burrito so hot that it can't eat, or like it can create a Pokemon so powerful it can be defeated by it. Oh, come on, what am I missing? Okay, so it's around this area. There's something over there. Here, I'll shrink it down. Stubby gun, please. Hey, that looks like dirt. Are you dirt? No, it wasn't dirt. Okay, there's still a little bit in there. There any? Aha! That's a bit better. Maybe I'll have to go in from the top. You always have to try and go in from the top. Alright, let's climb up. Where are you, Mr. Later? There you are. Up we go. Where's Mr. Later? Okay, there we go. Aha! Thought you could get away from me, dirt and grime. I'm a grime fighter. I fight the grime. Oh, come on. Must get you squeaky shiny clean for when you get thrown off of a bridge. There's the faceplate at least. Come on, where are you? There we go. Thanks, Griffith the Fell Dragon. Nice to see you. Go ahead and ask Jessica if you've. At the moment, I am in early stream days, and you can pretty much ask whatever I want. I am not in an ivory tower yet. Let's see. Wait, did I do it? I guess I did. Cool. What am I missing? It's only like maybe 5 things left. Cool. Cannon doors. The tank buster cannon doors. Those are right here. Oh no, this is the big bomber cannon doors. Where's the tank buster? Yoo-hoo. Show me your secrets. Where are you? Secrets? Where's the glowy glow? Look. If you're not willing to help me take Airbuster, I can't do much for you. Okay. Is it there? I'll look around. I'm still not seeing any shinies. Is it selected? Did I remember to select it? Yeah, it's selected. Tankbuster Cannon Doors 1 and 2. Tankbuster Cannon Doors 1 and 2. Where are you, Tankbuster Cannon Doors? Not seeing it anywhere. Tankbuster Cannon Doors, where art thou? Tankbuster Cannon Doors? This is a big bomber. I mean, I'll try opening up everything. It's closing the chest plate. Okay, I'll do something else until then, and we'll just do it last. That looks like dirt. You dirt sums up how quickly I start telling myself. No! Okay, waste gears. I knew there was one missing here. Come on. Just waiting for... There we go. I can see you. Yeah. Oh, that's satisfying. Lovely. Okay. Then waste upper ring. Don't want to waste the upper ring. I'd rather use it to its fullest potential. There we go. Upper ring not wasted. Let's see, Tankbuster vents. Wrist hinge. Must be the other wrist, because I ain't seeing no wrist hinge over here. We're so close. There we go. Ah, lovely. There's two left. One is the tricky one. That's the tricky one. The other one is okay. Tankbuster vents. Aha! So you must be the Tankbuster. So must be from the top. I'll get up on top. Look for the same thing. Okay. Aha! What are you there? Oh, I thought for sure that would clean it up. Guess not. Okay, there's a few little bits and bobs there. I can see that. Yay! Is that everything? Yes. Just need that cannon door. Okay. Oh, there it is. That's what the Tankbuster cannon door is. How'd I miss you? Woohoo! Did it! Thank flip. Hello. Okay. Ah, yeah. Look at that. Did a little swirly. Woo! All the way around. Whee! That's so nice. That's quite the shine you've given that airbuster. And just in time, I've been informed that Avalanche has been located trying to escape near Reactor 5. We're deploying that unit immediately to crush those terrorists like the bugs they are. I think we might even broadcast the encounter to the whole city. After all, there is no more fitting a stage for Shinra's new robotic star. Oh, by the way, your contract's up. Of course, if you want, I can always hire you directly. After all, the airbuster isn't going to clean itself, and today's the first day of its world tour. Wonder how good that's going to work. Oh, that's really all of it? What a shame. Alright, so... Oh, it's a shame. I guess I'll have to, I finished it, yay. So let's finish Tomb Raider then. Sounds good to me. Croft Manor. Yes, why not? So I'll finish off Croft... Well, we'll do some of Croft Manor today, and then I'll finish it off tomorrow. I mean, I'll do the main story starting tomorrow. I need to just change this from Wholesome Wednesdays to Washing Wednesdays. as you can see, I did the front door pretty easily. And then people are going to come over and it's like, wait a minute, this isn't Final Fantasy VII. It's like, no, it's Shinra Mansion, yes, from Nibelheim. Yeah, that's it. Alright. Cool. What's my I'm still on stubby gun. I might switch it out for short extension. There we go. There we go. Might widen it a bit. Beautiful. Although, not really beautiful. I need to get closer in. There we go. That's more like it. Nice and close. Ah, yeah, that gives you the same feeling as Minecraft when you've got a wall building up over and over. Hey Pixel, how you doing? Clean Aerith's mum's house. Yeah, I know. I want to clean. I want a sequel. I'd pay for it. It's a good start. I'd pay for a flippin' Final Fantasy VII everything. PowerWash. That's it. I was like, yeah, cleaning Aerith's mum's house, cleaning the Shinra Mansion like this. You can see like lots of little bits and traps, and you can wash wash Vincent Valentine like an old person while he's sleeping. I'm sure there's a lot of fanboys who'd like that. Clean Junon's entire cannon stem to stern. That would be something. I wish this was Final Fantasy VII. I wish we were cleaning the Shinra Mansion, that we get to see Vincent Valentine. Vincent Valentine is a dark type Pokemon in human form. He's awesome. He's like Reaper from Overwatch. He's so edgelordy that he's so cringe that it kind of bends back around on itself and becomes cool. It's because he has no shame, and it's like, I am a goblin. Fear my goblinness. Here we go. It's like Batman's was it the Batman? That's what I liked about it. It's like all the other Batmans, yeah, they're dark and stuff, but the Batman is just kind of like, I revel in my darkness. I don't care what you think about me. Whereas the Dark Knight trilogy, the Dark Knight trilogy was great. Don't get me wrong, I loved it. But it was still very much just kind of like, wait, I can show you that Batman can be cool. You just watch. Batman can be cool. See, I'll explain why you need all this cool stuff to make Batman all cool and stuff. Whereas the Batman just kind of revels in its coolness, which is its own kind of respect. Yeah, cleaning Cloud Zero's mum's house after people stopped living there. Although Aerith's mum's house had a really nice place for the Midgar slums, but I don't think it was quite this nice. My gosh, cleaning an entire mansion. Eat the rich. No, this reminds me of yeah. I've got this one kind of like treatment in the back burner for when like either I get famous enough, or if I'm able to get enough connections, or if I'm able to find the time for myself. But I have an idea for a game which is basically like old school Tomb Raider, except in this case the Tomb Raider in question is really respectful. They like learn new stuff about the culture and stuff and why it's important to the people. They give the riches and stuff to the governments, and only collects a finder's fee. And like she's still like a baroness or whatever, but she's still a baroness or whatever, but she's given up all of her money to be able to for like homeless shelters or something, and she only keeps her manor as like a museum. It's just kind of like a guilt-free Lara Croft. Although at the same time, some people like the kind of the moral complexity of the Lara Croft stuff, but I don't know. I just feel like having an older lady, like in her 30s, who goes on adventuring things, and of course I'd make her autistic too. It's one of those. It's hard for me to like do the pitch justice, but I feel like it would be pretty good. Just kind of old style Tomb Raider, not like sort of Uncharted style, but like the old style where they had the interesting sort of almost puzzle game style movement mechanics where you could like where you knew exactly where you were going to jump to, and the puzzles were mostly focused on exploiting the mechanics, the movement mechanics, and using everything in your arsenal. That's the kind of thing that I wanted to kind of see again. And I'd love to do it in an old PS1 style game as well, but yeah. Oh yeah, tranquilizes animals instead of blowing their brains out. Yes, actually, that was another kind of fun thing that I wanted to be involved in. Is that she carries a gun around because she loves guns but hates what guns do. It's just one of those. She carries a gun around mainly because she just loves guns, but she's like Vash the Stampede in that she just will not use it to shoot anything. And if the player actually kills someone or something with it, you get a bad ending immediately because she just kind of curls up into a ball because of the overwhelming guilt and emotion she feels over it. she carries a gun only to intimidate and injure as a last resort. And even if you injure your attackers, you have to use a valuable like first aid kit, one of your first aid kits on them, otherwise they'll bleed out and die, and then you'll get the bad ending again. But yeah, slightly more realistic take on it. It's partly due to my own experiences because I love guns too, but I hate what they do. so yeah, it would give me an opportunity to finally see a Mateba auto revolver in a game as well, because it's my favorite gun, and it hasn't, for some bizarre reason, the Mateba auto revolver hasn't been in any kind of first-person shooter, even though the Deagle's been in like everything. But the Mateba revolver is like 10 times cooler than the Deagle, or the Sayunica as they call it. Yeah, the gun that my Tomb Raider alike would carry would be a Mateba Sayunica that she names Bertie, just because again I would write her as autistic, and autistic people do tend to anthropomorphize inanimate objects more than others. They tend to get more attached to things like that. So she'd name her gun Bertie. Try and tell me someone who's so interested in old ruin they'll risk their life solo exploring them. It's not on the spectrum. It's true. It just keeps getting better and better. Problem is I have no experience of making video games. I mean, I want to be able to make a computer game like that. It's like I keep thinking of like how to bring back the scope so that I could make it. I thought of doing it as like a visual novel, but at the same time I really wanted that exploration feeling, and that's really hard to get across in a visual novel. I wanted to have like it's like, again, this is scope creep watch, because I don't want to have so many plans that it all falls through, as what normally happens with most ambitious video games, especially first timers. But I wanted there to be like a button basically that you press and you can hear what's going on inside the main character's head. And it's always very like kind of surprising, because I had this idea that the main character, who's kind of like a Lara Croft alike except on the spectrum, and she's really buff and really intimidating and doesn't talk much, but when you hear what she's thinking in her head, she's unbelievably bubbly and excited, and just overshares everything and loves to talk about all the different cultures and stuff that are all of the different cultures that she's raiding the tombs for the government basically, and just kind of like giving people an idea of what actually does go on inside an autistic person's head, rather than what most people think it is, which is either static or psychosis style voices in their head, which is not true in the majority of cases. Alright, see you later, Pixel. Scope creep, or as it's known, the Yandere simulator effect, yeah. I think that's probably the biggest hurdle. It's the same with writing books as well. Is that you want your first one to be perfect, but don't. Well, it's a tricky thing, because you should always do a project you're passionate about, but you should also do a project that you don't mind sucking, and that's a really hard line to walk. That's why it's like the novel that I wrote. I haven't finished it. It's just the novel that I wrote the first draft for. It was tricky because as many people on the spectrum do, I have so many different cool ideas for stories, but like there's some that are my babies, and there are some that it's like, oh, I wouldn't mind so much. And it's like, for the first one, you want one that you're passionate about, but not the one that you're the most passionate about. So that way you've got the motivation to keep going with it, but you also don't get caught up in scope creep because you want your baby to be the best baby that they've ever been, ever, forever, ever. Yeah, Lara would kind of already be on the spectrum. It's just I want to make it explicit, darn it. I'm so sick of it being headcanon. It's like I want my character to stim, dang it. I want Erica to be able to moan and rock back and forth. But the fact is that people, because we've got to know her so well, people aren't intimidated by the moaning or the rocking, and they're able to just kind of hear the voices. They're able to press a button and hear what's going on in their head, and they know that she's not like in a bad place, but she's actually excited about stuff like that. Well, that was her name, Erica. Was it? Erica Vice Gainsborough, which is not only meant to be like a sort of parody of the unbelievably posh names of like baronesses and stuff like that, but it's also because Erica means rich, Vice means white, and Gainsborough is a take on Gainsborough because she's got huge biceps. Because you need to have big muscles to be a Tomb Raider like that. So rich white Gainsborough. But she's not. Yeah. Like I said, just because she was born into that life, I also want to live that fantasy of I want to live that fantasy of a rich person understanding their privilege and like taking steps to mitigate that, to undo that. It's like, I know it's a fantasy, but I want to just kind of create that fantasy. Just this. Oh, the music stopped. I wonder if I can get Lo-Fi Tomb Raider. That would be something. Hang on, where'd I go? Let's see. Can we do Lo-Fi Tomb Raider? Lo-Fi Tomb Raider. You can do Lo-Fi anything. There it is. Lara's home. Lo-Fi beats for raiding tombs. Why ever not? Let's see. Oh, I remember that voice. Oh, dang it.
Welcome to my home. I'll take you on a guided tour.
Oh, the original voice for Lara was great. I wonder who was. I need to look up who the original voice actress for Lara was. She was great. I should get her for my video game. I should get her for my Tomb Raider ripoff. Have the original Lara Croft. That'd be something. Because Erica would be a lot older. A lot older than Lara's. I mean, Lara's meant to be kind of in her late 20s, but I always thought it'd be cool to have one in the late 30s, because there's been a few of those lately. There's been a lot of like what they call hairy dad games, where the main character is like this guy and this hairy dad in his 30s, and I'm like, there's only a few exceptions to that with female characters. Like there's Returnal, which is great. Returnal's of a woman in her late 30s, and there's been some nice villain representation, like Lady Dimitrescu, who's meant to look like she's in her 40s. It's just, yeah, I want to be able to have the same with like a Tomb Raider game. It'd be kind of for my mum too, because my mum played Tomb Raider back in the day, and she earned major cool points for me because she was a mum that was willing to play through Tomb Raider. She beat Tomb Raider too. She played it on the original PlayStation. I can't remember why she played it either. It was just really fun. And then she, yeah, after that she was basically like no more and became a Civilization. Only played Civilization on the PC. Actually, she's more of a board game freak now. But yeah, she still played Tomb Raider. And I just kind of, as tribute to that, I'd want to be able to do a Tomb Raider game that she would have really liked. One that was more focused on puzzles than on combat, where combat is actively punished, and like she understands her privilege, and she's on the spectrum, and now whatever. Oh, you met one of Lara's voice actresses once. That's great. So I'll have to. Has there been 3? I think there's been 3. There's. They might have replaced it. They might have replaced her in one of the later ones, but from what I could tell, there was the original Tomb Raider voice actress. There was the Tomb Raider Legends voice actress, and then there's the Tomb Raider reboot voice actress. Welcome to my home. I'll take you on a guided tour. She reminded me of Victoria Beckham. All this just to clean a blasted fountain. Oh, he could have a football match between all the women who have voiced Lara versus all the women who have appeared as a live-action Lara. It's true. That's just... although it'd be really hard to get Angelina Jolie there. Although I think she'd be game. It's just she'd charge a ton for it. Angelina Jolie seems like a somewhat cool lady. And she at the very least seems like the sort of person who'd be like, heck yeah, I want to be in a five-a-side football match with all the other actors and people who have played Lara Croft. It seems a bit like because Brad Pitt is kind of similar. Funny because, you know, they used to be married. Are they still married or are they separated? Did they get divorced or were they just separated? I can't remember, but I think they got divorced. But both of them had this kind of thing where they were willing to appear in really weird little things because they do actually love acting and they do love the craft. So like Brad Pitt would appear in projects that he likes for really small amount of money, like Snatch. His part in Snatch, he only did it for relatively cheap. So maybe if that would be a real get if I was able to get Angelina Jolie to voice my Lara Croft alike. Mind you, that also doesn't bode well for the game sometimes if you have to do stunt casting. Like 12 Minutes had freaking Daisy Ridley in it, but Daisy Ridley would probably be a good young Lara Croft too. Oh, is that what they're going to do next? Is the young Lara Croft Chronicles? No, they said that the next Tomb Raider game would be like an older Lara Croft who's kind of been around the block a few times. Which is good. That's one of the things I wanted from a new Lara Croft. One of the reasons why I kind of thought of my game idea was to be able to kind of see more of an older Lara Croft, because her audience is getting older. It's like she was problematic in a lot of ways, but she was also like she was still a cool female lead, and it would be really nice to be able to see that coolness displayed from all age groups too. Because we've seen younger, like the reboot was early 20s Lara. The original and the Legends types were the late 20s Lara. So I'm guessing the next one will be early 30s probably, but I'm more interested in the late 30s Lara, or even 40s. That'd be cool. Because people in their 40s can still do stuff. Have you seen, like, Samuel L. Jackson can still... Samuel L. Jackson is like in his 60s, and he looks great. Ugh. Yeah, more people did that. We'd have more of those random cameos of a famous person in the background. I love those. I mean, I guess I can't know for certain because I'm not because I am not and probably will never be a super famous person. Here's hoping that ages poorly. But if I was a famous film actor, I'd just be doing those all the time. I'd work for scale for small cameos, just tiny cameos where I'm in the background and people go, "Hey, is Swade in that? Is Swade in this one too?" But yeah, just nobody knows where I'm going to show up. It's kind of like was it Alfred Hitchcock? Well, except Alfred Hitchcock only ever showed up on his own. I think that's everything. Do I have to do the entire fountain before it dings? It was very nice doing this. Oh, there we go. This whole thing was very cathartic, doing like the big squares. Hayley Atwell is also, yeah, good Lara as well. Yep. Wish we could go back to the old Lara after all said and done with the reboot trilogy. That's true. Like I said, I've got my own take on Tomb Raider that I'd love to do as my own game, but yeah, that's separate from what Tomb Raider is, and I want it to be separate from what Tomb Raider is. It's like, yeah, I'd like it to be. The problem is that most people, if we went back to the old Tomb Raider, people would accuse it of not ripping off Uncharted, but basically just being another Uncharted. And I know that the reboot was kind of being another Uncharted as well, but like, if we go for the more sort of gleeful treasure hunter, that's basically what Nathan Drake was. So it's like they need to really go back to the roots and make it more of a puzzle game, which is what I loved. I love the fact that the original Tomb Raider, a lot of people don't really think about it. They usually think of Tomb Raider as these big swashbuckling adventures, but the original Tomb Raider was very much an equal... The original Tomb Raider was very much an equal parts puzzle and action, and the action wasn't all that great, so it was mostly a movement puzzler, as they say. Let's see. Okay, that case says, ever seen Mickey Mouse Works? Let's see. I don't think I've seen Mickey Mouse Works, no. I've seen Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Well, I mean, like, yeah, because I had a small child. Let's see, I love the new Mickey Mouse shorts, they're fantastic. And the new Mickey Mouse, the new Mickey Mouse in general is great. I love that he's scrappy, and he's not just kind of like this whitewashed, perfect gentleman. I love that he can actually get in trouble now. And I saw, was it the House of Mouse back in the day? That was good, but Mickey Mouse wasn't the best part of it. There was still that amazing Pepper Ann cameo at the very beginning. It's funny how, like, there was a... It's funny because there's a show where is focusing on Goofy's family, which was Goof Troop. There was a show focusing on Donald Duck's family, which was Quack Pack, the ill-fated Quack Pack. But then after... But the closest thing Mickey's had is the House of Mouse, and that's not really focusing on Mickey's family. That's just a bunch of gags and shorts. So there hasn't really been like a Mickey one focusing on Mickey's family, apart from maybe the shorts, but not like a serialized one like Goof Troop or Quack Pack. It could have been Mouse House, but now they can't do that anymore because of the House of Mouse. I remember because Goof Troop was great, and Quack Pack was. It was very 90s. It's a time capsule. But you could do a Mickey Mouse one, because he has nephews. He has Morty and Ferdy, but the problem is that, well, they might be able to do one nowadays, now that Mickey Mouse isn't necessarily like this person who has to be perfect at all times and in all things and in all places. But it would be a cool idea if they went to the comics route, because if you don't know, Mickey Mouse in the comics is actually quite well established as a detective. The main building is just flashing. Did you see this spot? It's a little dirty. Yeah, alright. No, I must do the fountain first. I love, but yeah, because I grew up with Disney comics, especially the Carl Barks, like, DuckTales stuff. I liked DuckTales before it was cool, well, no, that's not true, because DuckTales was made when it was made before I was born. But I read the Uncle Scrooge comics before I watched DuckTales, and that was amazing. So I know about. So I'm actually a bit of a almost an Uncle Scrooge historian, not European, because that's an entirely different thing. But the European comics are very, very separate entities. But in terms of, perhaps it might be judicious to say a few pertinent points while you work, or poignant perks and pertinent points. Oh, I should write that down. Miss Croft is quite an extraordinary woman. Yes, I'm sure. I mean, you have to say that, don't you? She's rich. She is extraordinary. Extraordinarily rich. Winston Smith. Wait, of course you're going to be brainwashed. You've got the same name as the guy from 1984. Oh, House of Mouse was revamped from Mickey Mouse Works. Okay, that makes sense. She demands exacting standards from both herself and from others. Does she pay the others a fair wage? That's it. If you excel, you'll meet with her generous side. Are you coming on to me, Winston? If not, well, Miss Croft has an extensive and colourful vocabulary. Wow, he makes Lara sound like a jerk. Now, jerk Lara, there's a new take. I wouldn't mind that. Just have a Lara that starts off as an absolute ratbag and then just kind of gets goes through a redemption arc. That'd be fun. But yeah, as I was saying, in the Disney comics, Mickey Mouse is a detective, and they have to and he has to take down the Phantom Blot a lot of the times as well. It's quite fun a lot of the times. I mean, he's pretty generic in the comics as well, but he's got Goofy tagging along, so there's always a comic foil, and there's usually a mystery to solve. So yeah, I'm just surprised, you know, there wasn't a Goof Troop or a Goof Troop or Quack Pack thing about Mickey's detective agency. They could still have the kid factor. Morty and Ferdy would still be involved, but still. Why did they make Quack Pack when they already had DuckTales? That is also true. They just wanted to make the Goof Troop lightning strike twice and made it the most 90s thing in the universe. Seriously, even the opening, just go to YouTube, look up Quack Pack intro, and it's one of the 90th things I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, but the show itself's not much better. I mean, like, I quite liked Quack Pack when I was growing up. I mean, that was just because I was young and impressionable. But there's still parts of it I appreciate. I always love shows that are a real. I like shows that are a real time capsule into when they were made. Like, for instance, Die Hard. Even though Die Hard, like, was rightly proclaimed as a masterpiece and stuff like that, it's like, in terms of timelessness, Die Hard is timeless in how of its time it is. It is a perfect time capsule of 1980s action movies, and that's one of the reasons why it has such a lasting legacy. And I feel like Quack Pack's kind of the same. It's such a time capsule of 90s radical stereotypes for cartoons and kids stuff in general. Oh yeah, that's right. We're going to. So there will be lots more stuff. It's just, man, I'm still working on the fountain here. Oh, is she here? I thought Miss Croft was the cashier at the convenience store 2 blocks away. I never would have guessed. Yeah, she got into it. Was a dub. She flirted with the original Baron, and he married her on the spot. But she never lost her day job. That would be kind of funny, actually. It's like having someone who married into money who still does like does a average 9-to-5 job just to stay grounded. Something I wish more people would do. Just have just like an obscenely rich person, or yeah. All right, so yeah, say like. Yeah, having an obscenely rich person like stay grounded by having a regular 9-to-5 would be a pretty cool story, I would have thought. So. My history with the Lion King, I haven't. I've seen the first animated movie. Obviously, I'm not sure there is a child who grew up in the 90s who did not see the Lion King. I mean, I'm sure there's some, but I'm not one of them. And so I saw the original movie. Obviously, I saw Simba's Pride as well. It was all right. I don't think it was the worst thing ever. It has some amazing songs. I mean, the songs for The Lion King 2, well, some of them were awful, but especially like the fact that He Lives in You was so good they put it onto the Broadway show. That says something. Some amazing songs, but yeah, overall it's just, yeah. The first one was Hamlet, so the second one is Romeo and Juliet. But yeah. I never saw the Lion. Was it the Lion Prince? I wanted to say the Lion Prince. I saw like a couple of clips of the preschool show, and it seemed all right. I like the animation. It's got that kind of Jake and the Neverland Pirates style animation where it's like you can tell that so much work was put into making it look edited, but it almost looks too good sometimes. You're kind of like, dang, they almost over-animated this preschool show. Mind you, I guess getting your preschooler hooked on good animation from a young age is never a bad thing. I've never seen the Broadway show, and I haven't seen a pro shot of the Broadway show. I had a choice when I was in London. One of the only times that I've left my country was my mum was going to a conference in Edinburgh, and so we were able to visit London briefly. And while we were there, we thought might as well go to a West End show, so that I could finally see like a West End/Broadway style production. And I had a choice: is that I could see the Lion King, or I could see the Lion King, or I could see My Fair Lady. And it was a tough choice because I'd heard that the Lion King Broadway show was fantastic. It probably is, but I had to see just something authentically London, authentically British, something that's as British as the Queen and the bridges and the Houses of Parliament. So I thought I had to see My Fair Lady, and it was fantastic. It was a really good one. Okay, hold on. It was a really good production of My Fair Lady. But yeah, I haven't seen the Broadway production, and I did see was it Morning Report? But yeah, no one. Those weird added parts, and there was that weird trend for a while where they added songs into special editions of Disney DVDs, and I can't remember any that like improved upon the original in any way. The Human Again it was all right, but you could tell that the animation had changed. It really distracted me because, like, when I saw the Human Again segment of Beauty and the Beast, I'm like, oh, they've got a different animation team. You can tell because Cogsworth's mouth looks different. Cogsworth's mouth has got a different style to it. And I'm like, this is just a straight to DVD. This is just a straight to DVD special that's been tacked into the movie. And they should have just did like a spare thing rather than stitched it in and made it like 3 different versions. I loved the work in progress version though. That was amazing. So they more than redeemed themselves for the Human Again in my opinion. I still haven't seen the final episode, but I will see it before the end of the month, and you will get on Patreon. You will get a commentary, my commentary of the last episodes of Pokemon. I'll do the last 2 episodes. I'll do commentaries for the last 2 episodes of Pokemon. So be sure to keep that in mind. But I'm also going to do a quick video as well, just kind of a quick talky video about what it means that Pokemon's finally finished. Well, that episode of Pokemon is that Ash is over. Ash is over party. Ash Wednesday. I talked about it a bit in my last stream if you wanted to look at that as well. Just the idea behind, like, one thing I really liked about it, because I haven't seen the episode yet, but I do really like that they finally defined what a Pokemon Master is in the last one. I don't think that's spoilers. Minor spoiler. No, not really. You still don't know what it is, so yeah. Yeah. Oh, with all the banned episodes included, it's episode 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's really cool. And it should be with all the banned episodes included. Alright. Now I finally got the set. Oh, dang it. Hate it when there's just this one piece left. Work, dang you. Episode 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't remember this one from this song from Tomb Raider. Mind you, I can barely remember playing 2 and 3. I don't remember playing the first one. Yes, it does it. I remember the second one for the cool tigers and Lara's ponytail. I remember someone's. I actually remember an old magazine interview of Core Dynamics, where back when Tomb Raider 2 was coming out. Yes, I am that old. When Tomb Raider 2 hadn't come out yet, and there was an interview about from Core Dynamics who were making it, and they were asked, like, what are you most proud of in the new? What are you the most proud of the Tomb Raider 2? And they said Lara Croft's ponytail. The fact that they were able to get Lara Croft's ponytail working on the PS1 hardware was what they were most proud of, and I thought that was awesome. Yep, makes perfect sense for Ash's character too. Yep. Hold on, let's do. I do feel I guess spoilers by omission. It's like I'm not going to spoil the episode, but I will say what's not in it. And it's like I just feel bad that there wasn't that we never met Ash's dad. I just feel like that should have been something. I feel like Dad should have come, even if it was just like a talking head on the phone saying, "I'm proud of you, son." But no, he's just a deadbeat dad. Never visits his son, even after he becomes a freaking Pokemon champion. What kind of cutoff is that? Moment of finding out there is another side to it, to an exam paper. May be gone, but the trauma lives forever. It's true. Especially for those with ASDs, exams can be absolutely nightmarish. More so than exams are already nightmarish, but yeah. Oh, this is a bit relaxing. Just getting all the gunk and grime without having to worry about fiddly servos and mechanical parts. Poor Delia, yeah. Oh, well, mind you, the fact that people feel sorry for Delia is kind of like where a lot of the Jesse Delia shipping is coming along as well. Because Delia Oak is kind of a bit, the age gap's a bit weird there. I'm not saying it can't work, but it's just kind of seems unlikely. But I don't know. He's rich though. Well, okay, he's not rich. He's a scientist. Scientists aren't rich, unfortunately, but. Maybe he gets enough money from his talk show. I wonder if Professor Oak got his lab entirely from grants, or if he is just rich. Maybe in the Pokemon world they actually recognize scientific achievement and actually pay them a decent wage. I mean, you'd think so if they're able to come up with flippin' energy transferal technology, but who even knows? What do you think? Well, as I was just saying, it's like it's nice that people want Delia to be happy, and there aren't very many, older people for Delia for people to match up Delia to. So, kind of makes sense that they'd go for like one of the only other quote-unquote grown-ups in the area. Although, it's like again the age gap. It's like it's always kind of ambiguous as to how old the Rockets are. But they're always kind of implied to be in their 20s, and Ash's mum is in her 30s, so it's another age gap. If it's Jessie and Delia, it's kind of the same age difference as it is between Delia and Professor Oak. Poor Delia will never be able to have someone of her age, because no one of her age exists in the Pokemon world. That kind of fits with the whole sort of like the Pokemon world is a kid's paradise, because no one is older, no one is the same age as their parents. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Was it Oak and Professor Oak in Pokemon Origins was always considered the worst in Pokemon. Mind you, I could make a list of jerk characters in the Pokemon anime, and I'll put Ash's dad as number one. It's like it says something when you cut yourself off from your there's irreconcilable differences, sure, no problem, whatever, but when you cut yourself off from your former family so much that your son becomes a Pokemon champion and you don't call up to say well done, it either means you're an absolute deadbeat, it means that you're a petty son of a gun, or it means that you just have absolutely no idea. You just completely cut yourself off from your family, which is its own kind of weirdness. I mean, like, even for like the most what's the opposite of amicable? Even the most unamicable split, as long as it's not stalking and stuff. Even the most vicious and unamicable split, you still want to kind of keep tabs on what they're doing. But the fact that Ash's dad is just like, nope. Unless Ash's dad is dead, but according to the second episode, Ash's dad is not dead. Well, they mention him, but they don't like say they miss him or anything like that. It's never implied that Ash's dad is dead. Although now that we've got the fact that Ash became a champion and Dad never contacted him. Maybe he wasn't dead before, but he might be right now. But even then, they could have done something there. They could have had him visit his dad's grave. I mean, yeah, that would be a bit dark, but Pokemon's gone dark before. Just have him visit his dad's grave. That'd be fun. Oh yeah, there's what's his face that tortures Pokemon for training. It's true. Although Ash's dad could do that, we don't know. We don't know anything about Ash's dad because he never writes. Why don't you ever write, Dad? Why don't you want him? I like that. I was a fan of the original, of one of the earlier fan theories that Ash's dad is Giovanni. And it's like, yeah, that kind of makes sense, but I'd prefer that, well, yeah. They can't really do that now because Giovanni's son is canonically silver. Or gold. No, silver. Yeah, that's right. Silver is the canonical one. Hey, wait, did that just make an... Oh, it's the it's a scaffold. Okay, I thought I could move this and get into a secret compartment, but no, it's just the scaffold. Okay, 10 minutes to go. There we go. Lower it a bit. There we go. A little further out. Yeah, that one. Was that someone saying the most astonishing character is Oleana? They put in a character in basically BDSM gear and barely anyone noticed. Well, I don't know. They had Holy Matrimony, which had a freaking kink dungeon in there. Let us not forget that basement that James was in. But yeah, maybe Oleana and Jessie Bell would get along nicely. I'm sure there's fan fiction already. My gosh, all this just for one flippin' thing. I'm glad they're able to make the. I'm glad they're able to shrink down the playtime of these levels for Final Fantasy VII. I think they probably learned from their mistakes last time. Come on! All this? Well, mind you, it is just this and the gigantic mansion. Ah! I am one giant stain upon humanity. Yes, you are, rich person's house. But okay. Alright. No one should have a mention. No one. No mentions. I do not want to mention. I never want to mention. If I inherited $40 billion, I would not get a mention. I would get a large house with maybe 2 stories. But, well, mind you, this thing has 2 stories. Oh, no. But no, mentions are just silly. It's just an old money thing because people used to have other people over all the time, and the parties used to go on for weeks and stuff like that, and there'd be lots of people coming over. That's the only reason to have a house this big. You don't need a house this big if you're not going to have friends over all the time. And friends over to stay all the time. If you want big fancy places, make it a museum or something that people, or even a hotel. It's just like make it a place that people can enjoy for themselves. Power to the people. You have nothing to lose but your chains. Mention the mention. Always with the fan art. Oh yeah. I don't know, Giovanni having multiple children he's abandoned over the years is... I don't know. He seems like the kind of person who's married to his work, and and Silver was just an accident. It's like the one time I want to blow off a little steam, and I get a child out of it. Okay, I'm gonna need the scaffold for this last part, I can tell. But that should be the last part, though. I'll have to snipe it a bit, too. Come on, where are you? Come on! Oh, come on! I can't go there. Maybe over here? There we go. Okay, I'll need to do some sniping here. Unless I can jump up there. I think I'll have to snipe though. Extra long. Ah, yeah. Oh, my cousin went to see her friends, and when Mum asked her the parents hour, he went, I don't know, I haven't been to that wing. Yeah. I like spacious houses, but there's spacious and then there's spacious. I also like the old style architecture too, but again I prefer it in like museums and stuff like that. I'm not sure I'd want it in a home. There we go. Bits and pieces. He'll have to clean us eventually, Suede. We're waiting for you. Yes, sure. This isn't exactly relaxing lo-fi, is it? It's cool lo-fi though, so I'm fine. Okay, let's see if I can just dust off the top and then we'll go around the other side. Dust off the top a bit. Yeah, go around the other side so I'm not blinded by the light, as it were. Alright. Oh yeah, that's right. In the musical it was implied that it was his dad, but no one talks about the musical, especially not the guy who played James, who went on to play Elder Price, who went on to originate Elder Price in the Book of Mormon. Oh, he's so ashamed of it. Yeah, he felt bad because in the play, in the stage show, not so much in the cartoons, but in the stage show, James is just an absolute flaming gay stereotype. So he's kind of ashamed of that, of perpetuating that. I hope he realizes that the actual cartoon is a lot better, in terms of representation, and was actually helpful in a lot of people overcoming their biases. I mentioned that in my review of Holy Matrimony. Still one of my favorite ones I've done. Talks a bit about James and why James is so beloved in the queer community, even though he can be a bit over the top. Yay! Fountain statue cleared. Fountain statue cleared. Yeah, Pokemon Origins gotta show that edge catching in the Pokemon world would have worked. Only one of Red's Pokemon got new development with Charizard. Yeah, it just wouldn't have really worked. Oh, there is a real mention that looks like Croft Manacle Compton Winnets. Compton Winnets. Compton Winnets. That's such a British thing. That's right, Pokemon Live. Yep. I was told to review that one Pokemon Journey style, and I'm like, nope. I have an upper limit for cringe, and that one picks it up and suplexes it into the ground. I cannot handle that degree of cringe. That is my limit. So no, I will never do Pokemon Live. I mean, like, I'd love to do like a crossover with Diva or like a couple of other people that review musicals, because I like musical review shows, but yeah, no. I'd have to watch it, and I can't take it. It is my autistic brain. I mean, like, a lot of people can't handle cringe very well. Neurotypical people can't handle cringe very well either. But in my case, if it's a certain type, it goes into physical pain territory. It's like if I hear someone singing professionally, I'm fine. But if I hear someone singing and they're like not perfect, it hurts me, and it's like I feel bad because I know that they're trying their best. I know that it doesn't really matter. But I feel their secondhand embarrassment. Like, I feel what I perceive as their secondhand embarrassment. Because they might not be embarrassed in the slightest, but I feel their embarrassment for them. It feels like I'm sucking it out of them. But at the same time, it's just unbearable. And I feel like I'd feel that a lot with Pokemon Live. I could barely get through Out of Our Shelves, and that was only because it was I was watching Phaelus's review of it, not the actual show itself. Oh yeah, I remember the Poke shipping song. That was just to throw something in for for the young girls, I suppose, for kids just giving it because I'm pretty sure that wasn't ever approved of by Game Freak. Well, not Game Freak, but the Pokemon Company. All right, so that's the fountain done. Next, we move on to the mansion. My goodness, though, what happened to this place, Lara? What have you done to this? How? Just turn it into a museum. Get regular janitors. Lara's a jerk in this version. It seems like it too. Yep. Exposure to different kinds of people is good for growing an open mind. It's true. You know, Ash would end up with a girl at every port. Well, no. Well, the closest thing that any shipper's got to any kind of closure is Serena. And I don't know if Serena ever showed up again. But oh well. Still cool. Alright, well, I'll stop there. We'll finish off the manor next time, and I'll see. Thanks for the talk. It was fun. It's weird how you can always kind of find something to talk about when you're washing stuff. But yep, I'll see you guys later, and enjoy your day. Be sure to tune in for. Be sure to check my Patreon, because not only is there are all the old Pokemon Journey videos there, but also there'll be a